Hey, what's up everyone? It's Tekosaur. So Intel has been pretty busy lately working on fixing and optimizing their Core Ultra 200 desktop CPU family, or simply known as Arrow Lake lineup. In a previous video, we tested the Core Ultra 265K on AORUS Z890 board running BIOS F10F, which came with a lot of updates based on Intel Performance Update presentation back in December 2024. We had lots of new updates such as Microcode 114, CSME updates, and a few other tweaks. Now F10F and F15 are essentially the same, with F10F being the beta version of F15 because if you compare in the descriptions, they are built on the same foundation. On 9th of January, I got a new BIOS update for my Z890 AORUS Elite Xis labeled as F16b. According to the description, it's based on Intel Planned Release 5, just like the previous BIOS, but this time there is a new option to switch between Microcode 113 and 114. So if you found better performance on 113, this BIOS gives you the ability to roll back, which is quite handy option. Another new thing is the resource priority feature, which is a new addition to this BIOS version, so maybe it's meant to improve CPU usage in some workloads. They also recommend running Windows 11 24H2 with a build number ending in 2454 or newer. I'm already on a newer build, 2894, so we are all good. Anyway, in this video we're going to compare the previous BIOS against the new one while also testing the difference between Microcode 113 and 114, given we have now the ability to switch between them. Jumping to the BIOS, you can see there is now a new option called Select MCU, to switch between Microcode 113 and 114. So for testing, I'm using Gigabyte, Perfect Drive Unleash mode, with CPU upgrade set to maximum performance and enhanced multi-core enabled, for having the best results. I didn't undervolt my CPU yet, so I'm running all default parameters. But it's worth noting that in this BIOS version, I noticed a bug. Some options description appear in Spanish rather than in English. Just something to keep in mind. Now running Cinebench R23, there is really not much difference in scores. Multi-core performance is above 37,000 for all three setups, old and the new BIOS with different microcodes. Also single core sit at about 2200 for all three setups. Now checking statistics, after doing this test, we can see the following. Core voltage is around the same, 1.344 volt on the previous BIOS, and while it's 1.346 volt on both microcodes 113 and 114 in the new BIOS F16b. Clock speeds are unchanged as well. But now here is something pretty interesting. Temperatures. On the previous BIOS, the max CPU temp was 86 degrees Celsius. Instead, with the new BIOS, it shot up to 97 degrees. This is the first time I've seen my 265K run this hot, even though PL1 and PL2 are unchanged and I have the same cooling setup. But if we look at the max power draw on the new BIOS, hit 278 watt compared to 268 watt in the previous BIOS. So yeah, some increased power draw on the new one. For me personally, temps are noticeably higher with this update. I'm not sure if this is just my case or if others are experiencing the same thing. So please, if you have this board or a different one, even from different brand, let me know in the comments below if you noticed higher temps after installing this new update while running Cinebench. Now looking at HW info, there is an interesting difference between microcodes even in the same new BIOS F16b. With Microcode 113, even though the CPU hit 97 degrees, there was no core thermal throttling. The indicator shows no. But with Microcode 114, on this same BIOS and at the same temperature, the package thermal throttle indicator says yes. So basically during the Cinebench run, the system actually experienced thermal throttling with Microcode 114 but not with 113. That suggests that Microcode 114 handles high temps differently. For gaming, I tested the old BIOS against the new one with both microcodes by benchmarking titles that have Intel Application Optimizer enabled. Starting with Cyberpunk 2077, performance was pretty much the same. I didn't see higher power consumption or increased temperature, and also on other titles as well. But to help you see the difference too, I leave you with some footages of the game I tested. Let me know if you see something different. but from what I saw, there wasn't much of a difference in performance or power use in gaming.
Just like we're ready. Kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad. Just like we're ready. Kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad.
So what's the takeaway? Intel is clearly putting in the work to make sure that Arrow Lake CPUs live up to the expectations and compete with AMD Ryzen 9000 series. Personally speaking, I don't think it's the worst experience so far. I've been running the 265K for over a month now, and daily usage has been great. It pretty much ran everything. The only issue I noticed in this latest BIOS is the increased temperature in certain intensive workloads such as Cinebench and video rendering. Maybe we just need to wait for Intel to refine things further with more updates, so we're going to see in the future. Still, I hope this video was informative. If you have an Arrow Lake desktop CPU, let me know your experience too. Has the BIOS update been helping or making things worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to TechOsaur to help the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.